Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of our Drink Talk 101 show. So, as we all know, the program is dedicated to explanation of dreams, telling you meanings of your dreams and what symbols they all represent in your dreams. So, and today we are going to be looking at the meaning of dreams, the dream meaning of moon, the dream meaning of moon. We shall be looking at that. Whenever you see moon in your dreams, what it signifies, what it means. Probably you see a bright moon, you see an half moon, you see a red moon. Probably you dream that the moon is following you. We're actually going to discuss what they all signifies. Now, let's look into what moon actually signifies. Moon signifies light of God. It signifies light of God. It also represents judgment of God. It also represents judgment of God. It also represents divine watch, which is to say God is watching over you. God have sent his angels to watch over you. This will actually depend on the situation in which the moon was, in which you actually seeing the day, or from the standpoint of view you are when you are still seeing the moon. Moon can also represent tragedy in a dream. It can also represent tragedy. Moon also represent God worship. Like you are worshiping a true God. You get. Moon also represent night affliction. Moon also represent God anger. God anger. Moon also can represent, that is dream of moon now, can also represent battles in the heavenlies. There are dreams that you dream that involve moon that actually talks about battles in the heavenlies. Can also represent direction. It means that God is directing you towards an angle, pointing you towards a direction. It also can also mean concentration, can also mean protection. So these are all actually meanings that rove around dreams that talks about, that is dreams of moon, that you see moon in your dream. So for example, you are in a dream and you just see a full moon. You know how full moon are. You see a full moon. You get. This actually symbolizes angelic visitation. This symbolizes angelic visitation. It means that you are being visited by an angel. Then, but in a situation whereby you see an half moon, in 3.5 moon, this actually represents something bad. It's something bad. That is something bad is about to occur. So whenever you wake up from such dreams, you need to pray against it. Now, as a leader, you dream of a bright moon. You see a bright moon in your dream. This actually symbolizes that everything will work in your favor. It means that everything is going to work in your favor. Everything is going to work in your favor. Then also in your dream, you dream that stars are falling down from the sky. You dream that stars are falling down from the sky. Stars are falling to the earth from the sky. This signifies that God's judgment to the world. This is to show you that God is trying to reveal to you that his judgment is coming, that his judgment to the world is near. So God is trying to reveal that this is more of like a revelation. Now, in a situation whereby you dream and you see the moon, like the moon is moving with you. As you are going, the moon is moving with you. This signifies God's protection over you. It signifies God's protection over you, which is to say, as you go, as you journey on your way, God is guiding you. God's angels are protecting you. That's actually what that signifies. Now, in another dream, you see the sun, the moon. They are all moving together. Now, there is the sun, the moon. They are all moving together. When the sun and the moon start moving together, this actually is unusual. It's unusual because the moon rules over the night, whereby the sun rules over the day. So this actually becomes an unusual. Anything unusual, that actually connotes bad dream. that actually connote bad dreams. So this actually is literally a bad dream. Whenever you see the sun and the moon moving together, this represents disfavor. It represents evil summon. You get this actually represent either these are like evil things about to happen in your life. You get. So it actually presented that your glory have been polluted. You get. Your heavenly glory have been polluted. You get. This actually represent the kind of a curse in your life. So whenever you pray, you wake up from such dreams, you need to pray against it. You need to pray against it. Now, when you dream of multiple moon, probably you look at the sky and you see two moon. You get. This represent God's. This actually is trying to tell you that God is surrounding you. That is, you are under the protection of the Almighty. You are under the protection of the Almighty. Then in another dream, you dream that the moon is breaking into two. You look at the moon and you see that it's breaking into two. This actually signifies bewitchment. You get. This actually is trying to tell you that your destiny have been bewitched. You get. This actually tell you that your destiny have been bewitched. So when you wake up from such dreams, you need to pray. You need to pray against evil bewitchment. Then you see a dark moon. Dark moon at night signifies night affliction. Dark moon signifies night affliction. That is to say, evil manipulation, witch manipulation. So whenever you pray, you wake up from such dreams, you need to pray. You need to pray against it. Then in another dream, you see that the moon is disappearing. You just dream that the moon is disappearing. This actually connotes God. That is actually trying to tell you that God has removed His hand from you. You just look at the sky and see that the moon has disappeared. This is actually kind of a warning dream to you now, that God has removed His hand from you. So in this one, after you wake up from this kind of a dream, you need to do a kind of self-examination. You try to checkmate yourself. You look into yourself. You check your relationship with God and try to see how you make amends. Try to see how you make amends. How your relationship with others. Are you a boss in your office? How have you been relating with your staff? Are you a businessman? How have you been relating with your clients? Do you cheat them? Do you lie to them just to exploit them? How your relationship. You try to, as much as possible, to check yourself and try to make amends. So that your ways, you try as much as possible to make your ways to be upright with God. Make your ways straight, make your path straight with God, and pray. And also pray to God in sincerity of heart, and God will hear you, and God will restore your moon, and God's protection will come back into your life. Then in another dream, you dream that you see people going into the moon. You just see people, the moon, people sucking into the moon, people just flying into the moon. This actually is trying to tell you that the judgment of God has begun. This is actually a kind of a vision now. God is trying to tell you something. God is trying to send a message to you that His judgment has begun. So once you wake up from such dreams, you do the needful and try as much as possible to also try to alert people around you, to try to convince them, to try to talk to them, so that they will amend their ways. And you try as much as possible to also amend your ways, because God's judgment is near and God has revealed it to you. So you have no excuse on the last day. Then probably when you see the moon, it means you are seeing God's plan for your life. Probably some situation, whenever you see the moon, they have to tell you that actually seeing God's plan for your life, which is actually good, which is also bright. So see full moon, just as I've said, it means that heaven has declared a glory upon your life. It means that heaven have declared His glory upon your life. Seeing a full moon, heaven have declared His glory upon your life. Then in another dream, probably you see a blood thick moon. This represents the anger of God. A blood thick moon represents the anger of God. So you have to actually still, at this particular stage, once you wake up from this dream, you should know that God is not happy with you. So you should try as much as possible to have this self-examination, examination of conscience, just within yourself, because no one can know you better than you know yourself. You think within yourself, how have your life been with God? Your relationship with God, your prayer life, how have it been? You try as much as possible to be closer to God, because if you are closer to God, God will be closer to you. You read your Bible, you go through your Bible, you try as much as possible, you go to church, you try as much as possible to be closer to God, and try as much as possible also to amend your ways. The things that you feel that you are doing that is not upright with God, you try as much as possible to amend those things and live an upright life. Then in another dream, you dream that that is the full blood moon, like the full blood moon is moving along the surface. That is probably the moon. You see a full moon now. You get the moon is bloody. You get the moon is full, is bloody, and it's also moving along the surface. Moving along the surface. You get this actually something bad is about to happen to you. Something bad is about to happen to you. Then in another dream, you see that the moon is separated into two parts. You divided the moon into two parts. This indicates secret things have been revealed to you. That secret things have been revealed to you. The battle, which is to also tell you that the battle is going to be won. To tell you that the battle is going to be won. Now, if you also see that the moon is at the same place, you just see that where you are, moon is just there at the same place. That's really trying to tell you that divine support, that is heaven, is about to support your plan. Heaven is about to support your plan. Now, in another dream, you discover that moon is following you. Moon is following you. Just as we have said, that is divine watch. You have God watch, that is God is watching over you. Now, if you dream of stars and moon, you look up to the sky, you see star and you see moon. That is to tell you that numerous blessings of God is coming your way. Numerous blessings of God is coming your way. So you have to pray for those blessings to be bestowed upon you, for those blessings to get to you. So whenever you wake up from such dreams, you pray for those blessings to get to you. Now, in another dream, you dream that you see the moon, but the moon is getting bigger. The moon is getting bigger. It's getting bigger, it's getting larger. As it's closer to you, it's getting larger, So this is actually trying to tell you that God has revealed certain things to you. God is going to reveal certain things to you. Now, in a situation whereby you dream and you see three moon, this actually is trying to tell you that something good is about to happen. Three moon represent that something good is about to happen. Now, whenever you dream and you see people fighting in the moon, you just discover that you see people fighting in the moon. That is to show you that there are battles in the heavenly. There are battles in the heavenly. Heaven is in battle. Okay, so whenever you pray, you wake up from such dream, you need to pray for the host of heaven to overcome to overcome the powers of darkness. Then in another dream, you see an orange moon. You see that the moon is orange in color. So that the moon is orange in color. This connotes protection of God upon your life. This connotes protection of God upon your life. Then in another dream, you see a white moon, a white moon turning red, a white moon turning red. Probably the moon is white and later turned red. So this actually is trying to warn you that you are falling into a wrong hand. This actually leads to affliction. It leads to affliction, backwardness, and error, and what have you. So whenever you wake up from such dreams, you need to pray against it. Then in another dream, you dream of 6 moon. Probably you look at the sky and you saw 6 moon. Now, this actually is trying to tell you that God have dominance over your life. God have control over your life. So this is actually a good dream. Having seeing 6 moon means that God is in charge of your life. Then in another dream, you dream and you see 7 moon. When you see 7 moon, this is actually a bad dream. If the moon is 7, it's actually a bad dream. It actually talks about bewitchment. It talks about bewitchment, witchcraft, bewitchment, and what have you. So whenever you pray, you wake up from such dreams, you try as much as possible to cancel it. Then in another dream, you see that the moon is traveling with you. As you are moving, the moon is moving with you. This actually is going to tell you that God is watching over you as you journey in life. God is watching over you as you journey in life. Probably as you are going, the moon is just speeding and following you. As you are going, the moon is following you. It's following you as you move. The moon is also following you. This actually is trying to show you that God is watching, as I've said, is watching over you throughout the journey of your life. So whenever you pray, whenever you wake up from such dream, you pray to God for that particular dream, for that particular dream to be stamped. For as I've said, dreaming is one thing. Remembering that your dream is a first step to victory over that particular dream. That's if it's a bad dream, and if it's a good dream, you waking up and praying, it's actually a stamp. It's just like you confirming that yes, I accept this. Just a person is giving you a gift now. You either receive that gift or not. You waking up and probably you have a good dream, and you waking up to pray. It's just like you stamping or receiving that particular gift. So that is how it is. So whenever you have any kind of dreams and you wake up and you discover that the first instance is for you to remember the dream you had, and the second is to understand the meaning of that particular dream, if it is a good dream or a bad dream. And that is why we are here. That is why I create the channel, to try as much as possible to put us through on meanings and understanding of dreams. So once you have that particular understanding, you'll be able to know the dreams that are good and the one that are bad. So you know whether to cancel or to pray for or to accept. So that is why we are here. So this is actually where we are going to round our discussion today on dreams about moon. So any other dreams you have, you can drop on our comment section. We'll try as much as possible to attend to that. And for more of this video, please try as much as possible to subscribe to our channels. For more of this video, and also share and like the video. Thank you, and God bless.